before.
Right. So obviously, like you said, you go to the Elite Eight and you're like, wait, oh my God, it's never going to get better than this. Spoiler alert, it does.
Yes.
But you do have to be a leader on those two Final Four runs. You obviously have a player like Caitlin who's on the team. I have to ask, when did you first hear about her? And then what were your first impressions of her when she got to campus?
Yeah, she had come on a couple visits, and she was like a big name in Iowa. So I had heard about her. I wasn't from Iowa, so I didn't know as much. And that like all Iowa Attack AAU program is like so big, and I had I'd never heard of it.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, and so I was like, oh, whatever. But it's like a big thing in Iowa, and so I had heard about this Caitlin Clark, and I was like watching videos of her just like having like 40 points, like averaging 1 million in high school. And I was like, oh, this girl thinks she's going to come here and rule the world, like whatever. It's going to be, whatever. And there she did, came in right away and ruled the world. And I was like, all right, here we go.
Here we go. Yeah. I know early you guys, what I remember about that first year, like together is you beat Iowa State.
Yeah.
Like pretty early in the season. I felt like that put it huge on the map in a way.
For sure. Yeah. I would say so. Like, I just remember you have that summer before, and she was doing things that I had never seen anybody do before. And as a freshman to come in and have that kind of confidence, like not everybody has that. Like I was like, oh, I haven't really seen anything like this. And so we knew she was going to be outstanding. And then, at the beginning of the year, we had some big wins, and there was highs and lows that year for sure. But, it took us a little bit to figure it out. But it obviously turned out better than I could have ever expected or thought.
Well, real quick, what did you notice about Caitlin's like work ethic? Was there anything that stood out?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she was in the gym constantly. Yeah. And it was like the way she approached everything too was like, it was like with a sort of excellence. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just going to go through the motions and like whatever. It was like, no, like I'm here to kick your butt in every single drill, every single practice, like. And especially whenever our like gray squad guys were playing against us, it was like, if you're across from me, you're my enemy, Right. And like, I think that's just kind of how you have to approach things to get better. And she had that, next level mindset, and it really just raised us all up with her.
Yeah, I feel like looking back on it, and then even just talking to you now, it's like, yes, Caitlin is like a big focal point of the team. Yeah. She's going to have to do a lot of the scoring, all the things. And it's almost like good cop, bad cop or something.
Yeah.
I don't mean it in like literal terms, but she just had to like be herself, and that was going to win you games. But then you had to come in and kind of be like a calming effect and that. So I'm actually really curious, as these teams start to take shape in 2023 and then 2024, like what was your leadership style in conjunction with a player like Caitlin, but also the rest of your teammates?
Yeah, I would say like definitely those first 2 years, we definitely were working together to like, I was definitely more of like the calmer presence and being like, hey, like look me in the eyes, deep breath, like it's all gonna be okay. And I think like the leadership style that I really had was just like trust. Like she trusted me because she had seen me like putting in the work in the gym. She knew how much I cared. Like I was only 2 years older than her, but like she believed that like I had her best interest in mind. And like I showed her that over and over again. Like I built a relationship with her outside of basketball. I tried to build relationships with all my teammates outside of basketball. So it wasn't like the only time I'm talking to you is out on the court and telling you like, hey, like you can't do that, or like, hey, like do the, whatever is like.
It's called relationship equity.
Exactly. Yeah. And so it's like, I'm not, I wouldn't listen to somebody trying to tell me what to do if they don't care about me as a person,
So I always say it's like you build that trust, you build that relationship equity so you can yell at them.
Yes, exactly.
So you can tell them hard things.
Yeah, and so then like it became a thing where it's like if we needed to get across to Caitlin, like it was like Kate, like that was like my job at times. And then like her junior and sophomore year, like she had done so much like work on herself and like how to be like a great teammate and all of us together that like I didn't need to like, I don't know, like do all of that. Yeah, manage that as much as like I had in the past. But I felt grateful that, she trusted me enough and like I trusted her enough too, to where like it was a working relationship. And so then, I just kind of did that with all of my teammates. And I felt grateful that like I was the person who could speak up and they
well, it's also
trusted me
great
to
when
do
you're
that.
like rewarded, right? And you guys were rewarded in multiple ways, but one of them was getting to the Final Four.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you get there in 2023. Real quick, if you had to pick like kind of like a favorite highlight, like getting to the Final Four, is it beating South Carolina and breaking their streak? Is it, you know, getting to the final game? Like what would have been the moment?
I would say beating South Carolina.
No, fair.
Was like,
that was incredible.
That was like the best moment ever. Cause like we like all believed that we could make it to a Final Four. And so we were just like, all right, we made it to a Final Four. Like, let's go. This is great. We didn't think we were going to really make it to the national championship. Like the undefeated South Carolina, they're like Twin Towers down there, like just a very long, athletic, good team. And so when we like executed that game plan perfectly and beat them, that was probably that's like still probably my career highlight.
Yeah, that's amazing. All right. So